Hey guys, today is July the 7th of 2014. I want to go over the euro dollar using price and time technical analysis and pause the video and read the video disclaimer. Alright, so let's get right into it. I got a small position at 35.80. My indicators and my calculations are telling me that anywhere between today, tomorrow, the 9th and 10th is going to be putting a low and should be trending higher. And the price action today was showing that. As you can see, we're having a tough time at the 50% from the swing low to the swing high of 612 all the way to 71. And it's the 50% 3605. We're having a tough time there. But once it gets over there, it might go back and retest it and then maybe shoot higher. So I went ahead and put this Andrews pitchfork just to kind of lead me the way. If it's going to sell off, this angle should hold it and bounce off it and maybe trail higher off this angle. Another angle you want to keep in watch is this. The bigger they are, the Andrews pitchfork, the more important they are. That's why this is tiny, because this is just a little minor pullback. Doing maybe working on a third wave up. There's a first, second, maybe third, fourth, fifth, and maybe stall out. I don't know. We'll see. But this one is a bigger Andrews pitchfork, and that level right there, if we're gonna mess around with it today, keep an eye on that. That's that 3618. Keep somewhere around there. Keep an eye on that. It might fail that, and maybe struggle there, and maybe try to get above that. What else I wanted to show you? Let's get that out of the way. Let's forecast a little bit here and see what we got going on. Well, that's not going to work. That's a bigger ABC. Let's kind of get an idea where this euro could go if this is a pivot low. Well, let's take some of this stuff out of here first. Sorry, I should have had this all prepared, but I figure I'll show you how I do all this stuff and how I work my calculations. Okay, let's see. And this is just speculating. This is not that it's going to go there. This is just to get idea and targets. So if this is the ABC pattern shooting up to wave 3, your target should be 37.63. Somewhere around right there. Might struggle there at the 33%, 36.37. And might, have a tough time at that 65%, which is the 36.97-ish level. But if it does get above there, once it gets to 37.63, you should take half off or just lock in profits. Put profits in your pocket and then see what else the euro is going to do. And also you got to keep in mind it might have a tough time in this angle right here. So you just have to kind of watch your levels and see where it's having a tough time, and if it's looking weak, just pull the trigger and lock some profit in. So that's that on the target to the upside. Let's get this out. Swing long. So that's where we're at right now. As you can see, these are stop levels right here from this pivot high. That if it does get up there, they might get some momentum. And these are below are some trailing stops, and there should be stops down there too. Dates to watch will be the 14th. I haven't seen none of these dates are on the weekend. Yeah, that's a Monday. The 28th. That's a Monday, and the 21st. All these are on Mondays. So keep an eye on those seasonal dates for the euro. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But regardless, it's always just good to watch the price action on those dates. And I expect, for it to maybe have a little minor pullback. Maybe test this angle here and maybe continue shooting higher. But we'll see. I don't think I have anything else to show you on this chart. So let's go to my Gann grid. And I know maybe on my last video I watched it. I was calling something square 9, which is called the Gann grid. This is my Gann grid, my personal Gann grid, with a little sprinkle of Michael S. Jenkins. So it's a combination of both of calculations and geometry of the markets. So you can see that right now we're right above the 1 by 1 and above the 20 simple moving average. So this was all pretty much a bear trap, and we're now right above the 1 by 1. So now we need to hold this 1 by 1, which is pretty much that 3600 level. It needs to hold and push higher and break that 50% that I showed you from this chart. That 50% right here, which I'm going to keep showing it to you because it's just popping up everywhere. You need to know where the 50% level is on all swings, and that's where that is at 3605. So I just want to show you that we're above the 1 by 1, but we're going to still have to deal with these angles right here, and definitely the 50. We failed it once. We failed it again. That's going to be tough. So we need to get above that 50. What else I wanted to show you? These are ticks. You can see that the low was put at 35.75. We got a PPS buy signal. We above this monthly Woody's pivot. We're having a tough time here at this level. This percentage though, which is at 36.05. And you can see that it could probably have a little pullback and then maybe might shoot higher. But the PPS buy signal is definitely telling you to the upside. Same thing here. The candles haven't changed, but you can see the spike of buyers came in, and a PPS buy signal, and it might retrace a little bit. You know, shouldn't take out at least 35.96. Should at least hold that and maybe push higher. Same thing here. Should at least hold 35.96. And this is 1600 ticks. You can see the same thing. It was chopping right here all along, but we had the buy signal at 3 o'clock in the morning, Central Time for me. And you see that we're having a tough time right here at that 62.5%, because this is the 50% right here. But this is from a smaller swing. And right here you can see from a 90, maybe not a 90, a 30-day 30-day ATR, you can see that we went through the 50, found support at the 62.5%, and now this could probably be support. So it could probably pull back to that 3601. It maybe even test that 35.99, and maybe should push higher. Could probably be a good buying opportunity. Looking at my MSJ charts, you can see the 50% right here. That's where we're having a tough time. We failed it here. Now this is today's candle. This is the 1 hour chart. You can see at 1 o'clock, around 1, the buying momentum came in, broke mobile band, pushed higher, and now we're at the top of the range. So I could probably see maybe a little pullback to that 3600, that 3696 right here, or even maybe to the 3591, 3596, 3591 pullback. Same thing here. This is a 5 minute, and these are Murray pivot calculations from swing low to swing high. It shows me the percentage levels and the ranges and the reversal pivots and the medium point, which is the 50%. Looking at the linear regression channels, you can see starting from the 4 hour, we got the PPS buy signal. We haven't gotten on the 12 hour yet, but we're above the moving averages and then above the linear regression, and having a tough time right here at that purple one. We're above it on the 1 hour PPS buy signal, so it could pull back to that 35.95 and maybe continue trending higher. You can see the linear regression, the smaller one, now it's pointing up. It's pointing up on the 15. It's pointing up on the 30. You can see on the 5 minute it pulled down, and this was right here. That 3602 was a good buying opportunity right there for a little small scalp. But once these 4 hour and the 12 hour start, the 12 hours pointing up. This is still pointing up sideways, kind of leaning over, but kind of sideways. But the 1 hour, 30, 15 are pointing up. So like right here could be a nice buying opportunity. If it pushes lower, right here could be a nice buying opportunity on the 30 on the linear regression channels. What else? Let's go to my Gunner. I haven't showed Gunner in a while. Sorry for the phone ringing. Gunner. Gunner says to use either the fifth candle. I want to show you something interesting. That it doesn't matter where you really have this. It's all in the eyes of the beholder, the trader. Gunner says to use the fifth candle. I believe is the eighth candle. The 13th candle. The 21st. The 21st candle. So I believe is the 5, 8, either 8 or 9, the 21st, 13, and the 21st candle. So this is the fifth candle going from the pivot low. I want you to see what you see. I want you to see what I see. Look, resistance at the arch, at an angle. Found a pivot low where? At the end of the green arch. According to Gunner, this is where a pivot turn will come, right on the green. So just keep in mind that on the fifth candle, this is what traders are seeing when they use Gunner. If you're using the eighth candle, resistance right at that angle. Kissed it there, and pull right back down, and now you're putting a pivot low right here. Doesn't show anything that could be a turn, but it's just showing you resistance right there. Or the ninth candle, I can't remember, it's one of those two. The 13th candle, kissed the arch, failed. Found support at this angle, you see? The beauty of geometry, no matter where you're at, things relate at fractal levels and at different levels. Look at that. Buyers came in right there. A couple of more days, and you're at a midpoint cross right here, which could be what 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's what I'm looking at as a possible pivot turn. You know, so it could probably be chopping around, but I just wanted to show you that. And the 21st candle. Now it didn't show really much there, but that's what it is. And what I normally put is sometimes I put it at the X of the first swing impulse wave right here. Showed me this resistance right there and showed me this as support. And the medium pivot turn will be all the way over here, somewhere in the mid-July. But show me this as resistance. So you see, different traders look at different things, and that's how the market is. You know, so something to think about. Doesn't mean that, you know, just because you're not using my technique or you use it different doesn't mean that you're not seeing awesome trades and setups. They're there. You just have to take it and have no emotions behind it and just put some stops and see what happens. Lastly, the big picture. As you can see, we're putting a bottom right here. TIMA hasn't turned positive yet. We're above this 50%, holding it right now at the 3602. Kind of trending sideways. We're building a bottom right here. You can see a couple of signals. We crossed the MMG 50, so now it's pushing higher. And we're getting some yellow TTM wave bars. Daily, but we still haven't, you know, gone out of the woodworks. You know, we need at least to get above that 36.39. We need to, this is going to be all chop zone once we get to 36.58. You got a full moon coming up, which is the 10th or 11th. So this should be interesting. There's a lot of stuff lining up around those dates. TIMA still negative. This is still chop, negative, sideways. Could probably have a pullback. Have a hockey stick there. And you're having issues right here at that 36.10. This is the weekly. And this is still all negative. It's kind of setting a bottom here. We're still waiting for that purple fisher to kick in here. And you're chopping around the 50. Looks like you got a buy signal. And squeeze play to the downside with the green indicators. So we're going to see what this week is going to play out. Maybe it's going to start trending higher. But as of right now, this is what the price action is indicating. Monthly PPS sell signal, we're holding that mobile band tip right there, which is that 35, whatever, 87-ish level. And that's the pivot low. Team is still positive, and just kind of sideways, just kind of chopped. A little weakness below 50 mmg. Sell signal. Got a big spread with a snapback, maybe ready to go up. Weakness on MACD. Sell signal on mobile on the monthly. So we'll see. I don't know. This could probably be a nice little bull trap and get us all. But what I'm seeing with the cycles and everything, it looks like it may wanna go higher. Keep in mind, we need to get above that 50 SMA on the weekly. We've been having a tough time with it right there. And I think that's it. Lastly, it's dates on geometry. You can see that the 1st, 7th worked out well. We got the 8th, which is tomorrow, the 9th. So I'm expecting, the 9th, sun buy, moon buy, buy signals. I'm watching tomorrow at 4:30. See what's going to happen there. Could probably be a pivot high. And July 8th coming up could be a pivot low. Well, this is a pivot low. The pivot low was supposed to be the 8th, so maybe it's ahead of itself. So these are supposed to be pivot lows, and these are supposed to be pivot highs. So these are the dates I'm watching for a nice little pivot low. And it looks like today we got ahead of ourselves. So we'll see. I normally give these 2-day windows, but you know how the markets are. So that's pretty much what I'm watching for. Buying opportunities. Hope this helps, and I'll keep you posted on what I see on the euro.